Struggling to keep a startup alive feels like being caught in a storm with no shelter, every minute bringing a new wave crashing over you. Money's tight, the product doesn't fit the market, and the team's pulling in different directions. Every pitch feels like it could be the last, every deadline a countdown to failure. It's not just business, it's your dreams slipping through your fingers, the hours, the sacrifices, all bleeding into a void where hope fades fast. That gut-wrenching fear. What if this is the end? What if the pivot everyone talks about, that magical one move that saves everything, is just another myth feeding desperate founders? That's the raw wound millions of founders face every day, caught between the hell of giving up and the madness of pushing harder with nowhere to turn. But here's what most don't see. The pivot isn't just a tactical shift or a shiny buzzword investors throw around to sound smart. It's a lifeline, but only if you do it in a way that rewires everything you thought you knew. The real power of a pivot isn't in changing products or markets. It's about changing your mind and your frame so completely that the old problems become invisible and new possibilities explode into view. This is why so many startups fail right after they pivot. They only tweak the surface. They don't break free from the rulebook they've been trapped in, or the old mindset that's been bleeding them dry. If your startup feels like it's sinking, it's because the world around you has been selling you a lie. Comfort, rules, formulas for success that don't work for the few who dare to create something genuinely new. You're not meant to fit into some pre-made box, but to smash it open. The pivot that saves isn't a desperate move. It's a declaration of rebellion against the way things have been done, a refusal to play by the tired old scripts. It's about answering a brutally honest question. What if everything assumed about your business, your customers, even your own idea of success was dead wrong? What if saving your startup means unlearning, reimagining, rebuilding from the ground up, not just in product, but in identity and purpose? This level of pivoting demands more than courage. It requires ruthlessness. Not just the guts to change direction, but the discipline to kill beloved parts of your dream that don't work anymore. It means cutting the noise, the distractions, and even people who don't fit your new vision. It's painful, but every painful death in your startup clears space to grow stronger parts. Most founders fail here because they cling to comfort, the past investments, the relationships, the familiar stories. Comfort is a cage disguised as a haven. The pivot that truly saves kills comfort in favor of raw, naked truth. If the pivot you envision feels impossible, start by looking deeper than your product. Look at your mindset, your ecosystem, and how you define your problem. The pivot that matters isn't just in your code, your marketing, or your feature set. It's in how you see the world and your place in it. The startups that survive and thrive aren't just problem solvers, they're boundary shatterers. They don't accept market realities as fixed. They see opportunity where others see dead ends, simply because they have rewritten the playbook entirely. They refuse the system's lie that success is only for those who play it safe or follow the crowd. How do you build that kind of pivot? First, embrace extreme clarity on your problem. Not the one you hope to solve, but the brutal truth your customers are screaming about but maybe ignoring. Then pivot not just your product, but your entire approach, your metrics, your team's alignment, your narrative, and most importantly, your energy and obsession. Next, surround yourself with the few who burn as fiercely as you do. Pivoting alone is torture and often leads nowhere. But pivot with a tightly connected network of uncommon minds and rare talents. That's a shift no market prediction can forecast. This is not about scaling noise, but amplifying essence. The essence of your original fire, refined and focused. Next, be patient. This isn't a quick hack or a flashy bet. The pivot that saves demands playing the long game, eyes fixed on a horizon that only you can see. Most founders fail because they expect an overnight miracle. The truth is, freedom and transformation take time. Hold the line when everything tells you to quit. This patience combined with ruthless action is the secret weapon no investor handbook will ever teach you. Finally, understand this pivot isn't about modest survival. It's about unleashing something new, your startup as an autonomous force with its own soul and power. You're not here to fix a broken system. You are here to leap beyond it. Your pivot is your revolution. It is where your startup stops being a copy and starts being original. This is what will make investors notice, customers rally, and competitors tremble. Your startup's fate is not written in stone. It's held in your hands every minute you choose to question, to unlearn, to burn what no longer serves, and to rise heavier but wiser from the ashes. Every failed startup you see, it's another manifesto whispering, "We pivoted the wrong way." The secret lies not in the pivot itself, but in becoming the founder who is willing to transcend the old reality and build from a deeply liberated place. This is a call for the few who dare. Play less by the rules, listen less to the noise, and pivot more by the fire in your gut and the truth in your customer's voice. If you do this, the pivot won't just save your startup. It will turn it into a beacon for the radical, the rare, and the relentless. It will weave your misaligned brilliance into power no one saw coming. Not by following the same old paths, but by forging fiercely new ones. So, feel that tension inside, not as fear, but as fuel. Your startup isn't failing. It's asking for a transformation. The one pivot that will save it is the one that redefines everything. The pivot that rips apart your comfort and illusions and leaves you raw but reborn. That pivot is waiting. The only question is, will you dare to take it?